Ambassador, I'll start with you. Who is Esther Waringa, and how would you describe your presidency?
Thank you very much. Yeah, viewers, good morning. My name is Ambassador Esther Waringa, currently the President of Public Service Governance, an institution that is promoting good, accountable, responsible, peaceful, and divine governance in the Republic of Kenya. Waringa is a child of the Republic, born in Rimuru, Kamu County, and a grandmother of two great boys, Sammy and Jimmy. My presidential agenda. Why? Since 2012, I've been promoting good, accountable, responsible, and peaceful governance in the Republic of Kenya and even beyond, where we currently even now have representatives in various continents, especially the democracies that are suffering because of maybe political violence and all that. So, and also having been a UN ambassador for good governance in the continent, strategically dealing with governments in the continent, I developed great passion for good governance, not only at continental level, but now at local level. So with all that now combined, and of course, Trevor, after doing probably very good by the grace of God at the continental level, by the time I exited UN, I was awarded the Distinguished African Woman Award, Distinguished African Woman Leadership Award for promoting good governance in the continent. Yeah. Why not now do it in Kenya? We cannot continue giving our energies at continental level, and our country here needs us like yesterday.
What is your education background like?
Thank you. I have done strategic first of all, I started at Graphics College. I did administration. Then I went to Institute of Advanced Technology. I did ICT, with what we call computer driving license. After that is when I joined University of Nairobi. I did procurement. But unfortunately, I've never even been employed as a procurement officer. So actually, I think it was not my field. So I went back and did strategic planning, which of course I did not finish. I just found myself not being able because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. However, I have managed to rise to the highest level of strategic planning consultant at the UN.
So you have a degree?
At the UN, yes.
Okay. Let me bring in James on this. James, who is James Kamu, and how would you describe your presidency?
I'm James Kamu, Irungu, born in Nairobi. I grew up in Nairobi, in some parts of Nairobi, and of course in Murang'a, where my ancestors came from. And since 2001, when I was just a young man, I was 11, when I started having this kind of a dream. After reading a small book, an autobiography from Mwai Kibaki, about Mwai Kibaki life, and of course, what he did economics and all this kind of stuff, and I said, oh, when I grow up, I want to be like him. So since 2002, I have been that kind of a journey. Of course, understanding how economies works, and of course, how they works, how we can be able to move from the way we are living on employment level, and of course, the way the life is in Kenya. So when I joined high school, I did well, and of course, I got admission at University of Nairobi. I did economics at University of Nairobi. I graduated a couple of years ago, and I have been this kind of a plan, this kind of a journey of trying to be, to be the president, of course, to be the leader of this country, not just to be, to be neat, to just serve the people. And of course, I want to serve people in different ways. And one thing that I really look upon is about making sure that every person is employed. How can I do it? Through my studies in University of Nairobi, I have done my own researches, and of course, we have so many ways we can be able to navigate and of course make almost every person get some of course job. So I believe if my model, and of course the way I can be able to explain myself, is I want to start something we call 47 economic zones in our nation. And one thing that I want to emphasize, and I want everyone to listen to me, and of course to get it very right, is we do not have to give people some money, of course, like 6,000 or this kind of that. I'm saying the way we need to do it to make sure that every county level can be able to produce at their best. An example, I can give you a very good example of maybe a county like Kisumu. Kisumu is well endowed well, but a lot of people there, and of course, not just Kisumu, almost all over the country. I'm just an example of Kisumu. We need cotton in Kenya. Kisumu used to grow cotton. Nowadays, We have kids, like we are getting 1.2, our growth rate is at 1.2 million in a yearly basis. So if we can be able to have that kind of a cotton, going back to the people of Kisumu, and of course giving us that kind of a staff, we can be able to employ almost every person in Kisumu.
We'll get to that in just a bit. I just need to know what is your presidency like? How would you describe it? Ambassador said has its good governance. What is yours?
Mine is just, of course, like how the way she says about good governance and, of course, end corruption once and for all. That is one thing that will, of course, emphasize, and, of course, try to have this kind of a thing that I'm trying to explain to you about economy. Another thing is about education, making sure that each and every person is well educated, not just a normal education, just to the best level that we can be able to give our people. Another.
We'll get into that, Kamu. What I need to know is, where have you served before?
I have worked in a certain circle in Kitengela. I left 2 years ago to emphasize on this, and now I'm doing business, transport business, as per today.
So you're a businessman now?
Right now I'm a businessman.
And you have a circle background?
Yeah.
What is your education background like?
Economics.
Where?
University of Nairobi.
So you have a degree as well?
Yeah, I have a degree as well, yeah.
Okay, we'll come to that in just a bit. Mudora.
Yes.
You've been in this before. You've been a running mate before. This is not the first time.
Yeah.
How then would you describe your presidency and give me a background of who Mudora Karura is?
A Mudora Karura presidency would uphold the rule of law and constitutionalism, because we believe that is the best way to curb corruption. We will lead on a platform of zero tolerance to corruption, because once we fix that, the inefficiencies that curtail the development of our economy to create the jobs that Kenyans need will happen.
Yeah.
So I will say it here, and anywhere should I be given a chance, that we need to emphasize on implementing our constitution, both in spirit and in letter.
Okay.
Because if we so do and apply the law, as should be the case, equal to all, that nobody will be above the law, then we'll be giving this nation a chance to reboot.
Okay. What is your education background like, Mudora?
Mudora Karura studied BSc Mathematics at the University of Nairobi and majored in operations research. Yeah. I'm an ex-banker, and after serving in the industry for a bit, I went back to the University of Nairobi and undertook a Master's of Business Administration.
Okay.
I have studied Chartered Financial Analyst program. I am a candidate for level 3.
Yeah.
So my background is in finance,
yeah,
having started in banking.
Okay.